subway. Don't mind us. She just needs to use the elevator.
Wait! Who are you?
You know who I am.
I do?
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
What's going on, everybody? This is Talk This Way. And we watched a movie, right?
One, yes.
One movie. We watched
One singular
we
movie.
watched a movie. What movie did we watch?
Spider-Man.
Well, if you follow me on my social media, which will be linked in the description, you would know that we watched Spider-Man, 2001, Tobey Maguire classic.
2002.
2002. What'd I say?
2001.
Oh, 2002.
It's
yeah,
close enough.
well, the same year.
Not very much happened in 2001, honestly. We don't really
Right.
talk about that. Dang it. All right, let's keep it going.
Yeah. Okay. I don't even know how to come back from that. My name is Andrew Luttrell, and I'm your host. And then I'm with my co-hosts, Brandon Milam,
Hey there.
Ethan Russell.
Well, what it is.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah. Okay. So on the count of 3, I want us all to say what we thought about this movie in one word, like you know what I mean. So, 3, 2, 1. It was okay.
Awesome.
Pizza time.
I love that was 2. That wasn't even this movie.
That was the second one, too.
I had to say that at some point. in this
Oh, of
podcast.
course.
Might as well get it out of the way right
Of
now.
course.
Amazing.
Okay, yeah. So
Love it.
yeah, I thought it was okay. I say that with, you know, I don't know. Like I really liked it. Don't get me wrong. Like I really liked this movie. It was just like I don't like Tobey Maguire at all.
He really doesn't like Tobey
He
Maguire.
is not a good actor. He just is like he's always crying. Like even when he's not. Does that make sense?
I think.
Like you look at his face, even when he's like doing the muscle thing. Like all I see in him is just him going.
He's got a
It's like-
crybaby personality. I think
Yeah,
that's what
low
it is.
key. I'm like, what is this?
That's what I like about him, though, low-key.
Oh, it's so funny. But yeah, so why do you like it so much?
Okay, well, I love it because, I mean, first off, I grew up watching this movie.
Yeah.
Like, that was literally, like, a movie I would watch all the time, going to, like, back and forth trips, because we'd have, like, a portable DVD player. So that was one of the main movies I always watched when we went traveling to my grandparents or whatever.
Yeah.
So this movie holds a special place in my heart, low key,
Yeah.
because I've just seen it so many times that it's good. And I actually it's a unpopular opinion, but I liked Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. I thought he was really good, and that's not even the thing about it. But
Why do you think he's a good spot? I mean, is it just because he's the first one?
no, I just think I enjoyed his portrayal of it. I
Well,
thought
okay, what was his portrayal?
For me, yes, he was a little bit of an older looking actor, you know, it's whatever, but I feel like acting wise, I enjoyed what he did. I felt like he hit good emotional beats a lot of the times for certain things.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I just liked his performance. I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
it's kind of
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not saying that like you're wrong. Like,
Yeah.
Oh no, you're wrong. You know, I'm just curious, but because I just don't see it that way, and maybe that's because I read the comics. You know, I kind of always like first, because that's the whole thing. Like your first impression of something is kind of what you base it around. You know what I mean? So like for you, your first impression of Spider-Man was Tobey Maguire's portrayal. For me, it was the comic books, and he's literally a high schooler. He wasn't freaking 27 years old, which we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, we looked it up.
So yeah, Brandon, why do you say pizza time?
I had no idea. That was just kind of came to me.
Well, okay, so do you like it or no?
No, I do. A lot of it comes from like nostalgia, obviously.
Yeah.
But
It is a classic. I will give it that. It is a classic superhero movie.
I feel like his portrayal was so far like the closest to Stan Lee's idea of Spider-Man. Kind of like not really likable in his school, not very popular with girls, financially struggling,
Yeah.
Does that feel like-
awkward as hell.
true, because I feel like with like, I don't know, with, don't get me wrong, I love Tom Holland, and you know Andrew Garfield was pretty good too, but I don't know, there's something about them. They were just abnormally
Yeah.
Like they were abnormally like good looking. That is like this would never happen. Like these people would never be this awkward. I'd hate to say it.
Yeah.
I kind of got that awkward vibe off of like Tobey Maguire that I never really get off of Andrew Garfield, or I feel like it's like super confident people trying to act like they are not confident. And
Yeah.
I kind of especially with Andrew Garfield, I'm like, all right, man, you
Yeah.
are like such a charismatic dude. So like, no,
Here's what I'll say. Tom Holland looks the most like Peter Parker as far as
True.
comic goes. Andrew Garfield was the coolest one. Not at all like cool as in the sense like he was like he's just cool. I love like, and part of that's just because he skateboard. I skateboard, you know. Like I just kind of.
that's the problem. He's too cool.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
That's
He was
what I-
way too cool. Like he would have been
Not-
the popular kid at school. He would like he's super smart, hottest girlfriend. You know, I would say, what's the blonde hair girl name?
Emma
Gwen.
Stone,
No.
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy is way hotter than Mary Jane. Like he upgraded. Actually, Gwen Stacy came first.
I
Yeah,
don't-
Gwen Stacy came first. She died, and then it was
Oh
Mary.
yeah,
Jane.
that's right.
So
Where is it?
I think that's right. I need to do better research. Anyway,
It shows you our extensive knowledge of the
Yeah.
Spider-Man universe.
exactly. So, all right. Well, let's get into the small facts that I wrote down. So here's kind of like a synopsis of the story from IMDb. When bitten by a genetically modified spider, a nerdy, shy, and awkward high school student gains spider-like abilities that he eventually must use to fight evil as a superhero after tragedy befalls his family, which is Uncle Ben. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, my boy, Uncle Ben.
The whole time we were watching the movie, you were just like, "Oh, it's a good thing you're not gonna die. You're gonna have a
It's a good thing that
long
you're gonna
life.
have a long life and be able to come home every day, not have to worry about it.
You just came back from the doctor's office, and the doctor was like, "You're in perfect health. You're gonna last a long time."
You have a low chance of getting shot in the street.
You're gonna live another 30 years.
It's
You're
gonna
gonna
work.
see your great grandkids.
I'll tell you what, though, the real trooper in this story is freaking Aunt May. Like,
Low
that
key.
woman was 1,000,000 years old, and she like did not have a heart attack after finding out her husband died.
Mm-hmm.
And being like nearly blown up by
And
the
yeah,
Green Goblin.
exactly.
Those eyes!
Those
horrible yellow eyes!
That was amazing. So yeah, it was released on May 3rd, 2002, and the budget of this movie
Here we go.
was $139 million.
Dang.
That's an estimate.
Ouch.
So I don't know if that's
That's a-
exact, but that's an estimate.
Still
a
us.
number. Opening weekend in the USA, it made 114, basically 115 million. So
It's not bad.
It almost made its
Alright.
money back, almost. And then the gross USA was 407 million, and then the cumulative worldwide gross income was 825 million
That's pretty dang good.
for 2002.
Not bad.
For a movie in 2002, in my opinion, that's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Runtime of 120
Titanic.
minutes. Oh, that's true.
That's true.
I didn't think about
Titanic
that.
was. When was that?
When-
1999 or 90?
It was in the span of those
Yeah.
5-year marks.
When did Avatar come out?
Avatar
when,
was like 20.
When did
2000
Avatar set that
2008.
record?
8.
2008 or
That sounds right.
2009.
Because Avatar was like, boom, this is how you do movies.
Or
This
they,
is how
it
you
was,
make money.
it was the
Yeah,
whole
okay.
like 3D and CGI was,
No, I know.
was so
I'm not
good.
saying it's a good movie or that it's the best movie. I'm just
Yeah.
saying they set the bar as far as like money because they made the most.
and then
We should watch that one.
And then
No, I'm
Endgame.
kidding.
I haven't seen that movie.
And Endgame came along and
Okay,
just
movies.
was like, I know,
And Kane was like,
no,
get out.
get out of here.
So yeah. Let's see, another small fact. There was a scene that was cut from the movie, which was a large chunk of Stan Lee's cameo. This scene was that Stan Lee was selling sunglasses and looks over at Peter Parker and says, "These are the same glasses that they wore in the X-Men." That's low-key
Is this
what he
like a
was
true or
saying.
false thing?
No, this is real. This is like just a small facts thing that I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah, this is real.
that would make. I could see Stanley making that cool.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's just kind of sad. Like, the reason I put this down is just because it's like, man, out of all the scenes you cut out Stanley's little cameo, like, and now he's dead.
I'd have to do my mans like that.
I know, it's like I bet you they're looking back, like after Stanley died, they looked back and they were like, man, we should have left that in. Like it's in a deleted scene. Like if you were to buy the original DVD copy, it's in a deleted scene on the DVD. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, actors: Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, Willem Dafoe,
Of course.
Beta. He's the Green Goblin.
He was so good as Green Goblin.
Yeah,
I love
I'm
him.
something of a scientist myself.
Willem Dafoe, I low-key, he's one of he's such a good actor. Like I really like him. He's not one of those actors that like can portray a different person in all of his movies, but he's not this exact same. Like he has some variety in himself. You know what I mean? Like he is not the same person that he was in The Lighthouse that he was in this.
I
You know what
personally
mean?
think like he's what made Lighthouse good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Low key.
100%.
Like the only thing that made Lighthouse good.
Yeah. Then we got Kristen Dunst. Is that right? Yeah.
I think.
Kristen Dunst, Mary Jane. James Franco.
Hey,
The OG.
yeah, boy.
Why him? Such a good family film. Kudos if you know what that movie is.
No one knows what that movie is.
I do.
Cliff Robertson as Ben Parker, who is now passed away.
Ripped my man's.
Ripped to my man's bimp. Yep.
And then Rosemary Harris as Aunt May. This woman is still alive. I looked it up. I didn't put down how old she was, but she was old.
I bet.
Did you look it up while we were watching the movie? I think you did.
It was 92 or 97. It was old, like close to the
She is
hundreds.
so old. That's awesome. Man, that's cool. Okay. And then J.K. Simmons.
Hey.
I can't. Can you do an impression of his laugh? Can anybody do a good impression of his laugh?
No.
I can't.
You were about to. You were like, I can't. I don't want to do my man's.
I was thinking of a different laugh, but
I can't. Yeah,
It's like a. Not even close.
Hey, you can't do it. His
No,
voice is
it's
just so
good. And it's like
so
a raspy.
unique.
It's like a raspy, but also like a wheeze. How can you rasp and wheeze at the same time? That is weird. And then finally, this no name Joe Manganiello.
Oh, my man, Joe Nolo.
Yeah, Joe Manganiello.
Hey, it's Flash Thompson.
but it's the guy who played Flash. So
Great guy.
yeah, which
Know
that
him personally.
And Deathstroke. And
That-
Justice League.
True.
did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
This is at the end, but it wasn't like anything big.
Well, dang.
Wow. All right. I already said that. But yeah, so out of these actors, out of this list, which one do you think did the best? Now, I'm not saying like, portrayed the character the best, I would say, but like in acting standpoints, who was the best actor?
Willem Dafoe. Immediately.
Yeah, that's pretty
Tobey
true.
Maguire is a close second, but I felt like he did so good.
Yeah,
like-
yeah, I agree.
I honestly think he was the best. What do you think, Brando?
I'm kind of caught between J.K. Simmons and Willem Dafoe.
I felt like this is a problem. I felt like if he had more scenes, like the problem with
J.K. Simmons?
what's his name in the movie? I literally forgot it. What the heck's going on here?
J.K. Simmons'
J.J.
character?
Jameson.
J.J. Jameson. Yeah.
J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah. I felt like he didn't have enough scenes, man.
Yeah.
Like I felt like he was so. I feel like I would have ranked him higher if he was like had a bigger part, but like he only had like he gets more scenes like later on in the next movies and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I was like, man, I want more.
I mentioned this after the movie that night, but when I saw him at the end of Far From Home, I was so
I got
happy.
excited. I was like, yes!
Spoiler alert to Far From Home.
Okay, that came out months
seen,
ago.
Everybody's seen Far
Last
From
year.
Home. Yeah, everybody's
know,
seen
I'm
Far
just
From
kidding.
Home at this point.
But yeah, that I got really excited because I was in the theater just like,
yes.
this is the same what? Even though it's not. I mean, it could be. I don't know. So, but yeah, that's awesome. Well, with all that being said, I wanted to take a break and hear from our sponsor real quick.
Shoot.
Oh, hey, sponsor. What's going on?
So now it's time for the best part of the podcast, the Truth or Dare. Now,
Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare?
Sorry, not truth. What did I say?
Two
Truth.
truths.
Two
and
truths and a lie.
Yeah.
So I need you guys to look away while I read this because of the light.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just get ready. All right. So here we go. Here's the three. The first one, Tobey Maguire was seen crying during the Hollywood premiere of the movie. Second one, Willem Dafoe performed 90% of his own stunts. And then the third one, the Green Goblin's costume was originally designed to be bulkier and armored, but Willem Dafoe, having decided to film his own stunts, rejected it in favor of moving and being flexible and stuff like that. So the final outfit was composed of 380 pieces.
Golly.
Which one's the lie?
That's great. Number one.
Number 3?
It was number 1.
Yes.
You should know my sense of humor by now.
I didn't remember the
I
first.
low-key was
By the
like-
time you got done with the third one, I forgot
That's
what
true.
the first one
That's
was.
First
You
one
can-
was that someone saw Tobey Maguire crying at the premiere of the Spider-Man movie. I was like, he ain't that much of a... he don't care that much.
God, why are you crying all the time?
Because you look like a freaking crybaby. I'm just kidding. Okay, here's the next 3. All right, the first one. David Fincher was asked to direct. His version would have told the original story in the opening credits and would have been based on the night Gwen Stacy died. And then the second one, Leonardo DiCaprio was first looked at for the role of Peter, Peter's best friend Harry, but he denied that role. And then the third one, a welder building sets for the movie was killed on March 6, 2001, when a crane toppled with a construction basket in which he was riding in, and it fell and hit him in the head.
Dang.
That third one was way too specific, but like the
I don't
you
give
read that
you enough
second one
credit
again?
to think that you would think up of all of that. So
Second one was Leonardo DiCaprio was first looked at as Harry, essentially, but he denied the role.
that seems a little...
it's a little sus.
What's the first one?
David Fincher was asked to direct, and he would have taken it where the first opening credit scene would have been Gwen Stacy dying.
Yeah,
One, that's
that,
depressing. 2, I don't know who that is.
I
I don't know who David Fincher is, but that was pretty cool.
It's the second one.
This is the second one.
You're right.
Yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio was actually looked at to be Peter.
Oh, dang.
I just switched it. Okay.
I was about to say that
yeah.
that was way too deep. That last one was way too detailed to be
No,
false.
low key, somebody died. Actually, I think 2 people died on the set, but that was the biggest one. Like, because
How could you do a movie after that? I'd feel so like, you know what I mean? Like it would just be, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, good thing he went quick.
Golly, ugh, man.
Unlike Gwen Stacy.
Who?
Actually, she went pretty quick.
Rip.
I mean, she just went.
All right. Okay. So here's the first one. Doctor Octopus. Doc. Doc Ock.
Doc.
Yeah. Doc Ock was in the early draft of the script to appear on the second as the second bad guy in the later movie. But later on in pre-production, it was decided that he would just be reassigned to Spider-Man 2. And then the second one, Peter Parker's possible costume designs were designed by Phil Jimmins, I guess. An artist on DC's Wonder Woman, the most recent one that came out, 2017, I think. Yeah. And then the third one is the scene where Green Goblin died at the end was accidentally leaked when an editor shared a photo on it on his social media.
Oh dang!
Which one's the lie?
That one's fake.
That one's fake.
Third one.
Third one.
Are you sure?
What social media?
There are no
Email.
You caught me.
Yeah.
Email.
I wanted to see if you guys would pay attention to that. You were like, "What is that? A pager?"
About this, I didn't even think about that. But
That's
that
what I
third
was
one-
hoping for. I was hoping you guys wouldn't think about it.
Brandon was like social
Brandon was
media.
like, bullshit.
Doubt.
Doubt. Okay. All right. So here's another 3. Although Spider-Man.
Oh, you
is
straight
not-
looking at the script.
Don't
You're
look
like,
at it.
I can't read it.
Don't look at it.
Okay.
Brandon's like, that's why I'm doing so good.
He's like, I'm gonna win this one. I've lost the past 3.
We've all picked the same answers, and we've all been right. So
Yeah,
we're,
but-
we're
well, no,
tied.
It's only because
ahead.
you're right every
No,
time.
you're ahead. You got the first one right.
What?
We're on the 4th one now.
But I thought Brandon got it right, too.
Mm-mm.
What was the first
You got
one?
the first one. I don't remember.
Oh.
But I know you got it right.
Dang.
All right. So here's the first one. Although Spider-Man is an iconic figure for New York, the majority of the filming was actually done in Los Angeles. Only 2 weeks worth of location filming was done in New York.
That sounds
And then the second one, the arguing coming from Mary Jane's parents was a fake argument that turned into a real argument by the end of the shoot. The 2 actors requested to never be on set together again. And the third one is some of the spiders used in the film were imported from New Zealand.
Number
No.
2.
Number 3.
Ooh, we switching up. You trying to get ahead? I see you.
I really hope that you both had said number 3 because that was such a weird fact, but it is number 2.
Yes.
New Zealand.
we like.
Yeah,
we gotta
low
make
key.
sure the
The spiders that were in those little cages were from New Zealand.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, I'm like,
such a
Let's
stupid
spend several
detail.
$1,000s.
I know.
To
I'm
get
like, you
spiders
could have
from New
just
Zealand.
CGI'd them in there. I'm like, they were
So
like,
dumb. And
no, those are real spider.
No one, or just have spiders, regular spiders, and just
Yeah.
CGI different crap on them.
Right,
It
that's
wouldn't
what
have
I'm
been that difficult.
Stupid paint green on all. All right, here's another 3. So Tobey Maguire was fitted to the Spider-Man suit, but after he got back from training and had gained 20 pounds in muscle, the suit no longer fit him, and they had to redo the whole suit. The second one is Stan Lee revealed that Michael Jackson wanted to play Spider-Man in the 90s. And then the third one is Willem Dafoe's own face bears an uncanny resemblance to the original Green Goblin mask from the comics, designed almost 40 years before he was cast for the role.
It's the first one. 'Cause I know the second one's true. As weird as it is.
What was the first one?
This was the
This is one about Tobey Maguire not being able to fit in the suit.
yeah. Yep. And the second one was Michael Jackson thing.
Honestly, I'm gonna say the first. That Michael Jackson seems so.
Is that
I've
what
seen that somewhere else.
what the Michael Jackson
Yeah.
thing? You guys are just ruling out the third one then?
Yeah, what was the third one again? I'm sorry.
Willem Dafoe's own face matches the comic.
Okay, that could be a
Mask.
matter of opinion. So, like, I feel like it's the third one, actually. Because that's just so dumb. It's like, it looks like the mask. It's a fact. It's not a fact. That's an opinion.
I have to block it because I feel like you guys are looking at it. We got to find a better setup. Nothing. You guys are
I'm
completely
sticking
silent
with the third one.
I'm sticking with the first.
with the first. You sure?
Yeah.
It is the first one.
Yes.
What? How is that? Tobey
face a little bit.
Tobey Maguire did not like they didn't go off and do that. He was CGI'd to be skinny.
Wait, what?
Yep.
I thought he actually.
Nope.
No, I know for a fact because I've read this before.
I looked it up and I read it, and that was a like fake news thing. Like there was an article that they did with the director and Tobey Maguire, and they both were like, no, he was CGI'd to be skinny.
I'm surprised neither of us picked the second one, though.
He was CGI'd to be skinny.
Yeah, he was already that buff. Like
Okay.
he had gotten that buff for the role, and then they started filming and CGI'd him skinny.
Okay.
He wasn't skinny when they started filming, and then stopped and went and worked out, and then came back and was buff.
Yeah,
He still got buff, but they
Mhm.
CGI'd him to be skinny. So.
I gotcha.
All right, here's another set. Number 1, although they play high school seniors, I already said this. That's stupid, so you know that one's going to be false. Tobey Maguire was 26, James Franco was 23, and Kristen Dunst was 20 during the filming of this. Let's just stop, all right? Let's just take a second and think about that. They were all in their 20s when they were
Maguire was in his
portraying.
late 20s.
Yeah, he was almost 30.
Yeah.
He was 4 years from being 30. That is ridiculous. Goodness. Okay. Well, you know that one's true. Mel Gibson declined the role of Green Goblin and Norman Osborn. And then the third one is the scene where Mary Jane.
It's like, whoa.
The scene where Mary Jane was getting harassed in the street by those thugs was supposed to be a little bit more graphic, but was dumbed down so the movie could receive that PG-13 rating.
That sounds true.
You told us that, like, during the movie. I'm pretty sure.
Did you?
I said that was the reason why I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was a kid.
It's the second one. Mel Gibson did not do that. For a fact. What you got, Brando?
Was that first one again? My bad.
It was the true. It was the one about Tobey Maguire being 26,
okay,
and that, so I
so-
ruled that out. I don't know why I wrote that down.
Keep it diverse. I'll go with the third one.
You're right, Brandon. It is the third one.
Well, thank
Mel
God.
Gibson declined the role of being Green Goblin.
Really?
Yes.
That's like the first one I've ever got wrong.
Yep.
Dang,
Yep.
I thought for sure that was some crap.
You guys
Low-key.
are. I think Ethan's ahead by 1.
That was blind luck.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Holy crap! I was not expecting that. Low-key.
I was not expecting to lose anything.
No, I was not expecting for that answer to be right or like true. Like I was like that just doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Or that I mean, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Neither does Michael Jackson being considered to be Spider-Man.
Oh my god. All right. Here's another set. This might be the last one. Yeah, this is the last one. All right. So Tobey Maguire said he had never read a Spider-Man comic book, but took the role because he liked the script. And then the second one is, during the filming with all the spiders in the museum, one of the crew members got bit by one of the spiders and was in the hospital for several weeks. And then the third one, one of the reasons why Sam Raimi was a popular choice with Sony for the director's gig was because he is an avid comic book collector in his private life, with a collection of over 25,000 comic books.
Holy crap! Okay, that sounds true.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere. So.
What was the first one again?
Tobey Maguire said he had never read a Spider-Man comic, but took the role because he liked the script.
That sounds true.
I feel like it's
too.
the second one, actually.
What's the second one?
During the filming with all the spiders in the museum, one of the crew members got bit by the spider and was in the hospital for several weeks. I mean, somebody died on this set, so that...
I feel like Tobey Maguire is definitely not a person to read comics. Like, I feel like he literally took the role because he's like, yeah, it sounds good. So I think that's right. The last one sounds right too.
Oh, based
I
off
hate to like piggyback on Brandon's answer, but like, I would, in good conscience, I wouldn't want to pick the other one. But at this point, I am going to pick another one.
Piggybacking my answer would be like, oh, Brand said it, so I'm just going to pick that.
True.
If you really think that's the answer, then you can do it.
Yeah.
You both might be wrong.
Okay, then we're both wrong then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Go with the second.
Which one? Second one? Is that what you're going with too?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I was about to say, I'm like, there's no way. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Like when I thought of that, I was like, that sounds believable. I mean, like 2 people died during this set.
true.
So many bad things happened. Okay. So now it's time for alternative endings. So I mentioned this the last episode, but basically this is a thing where if you follow or if you go to our Patreon, which is Talk This Way at Patreon, and you send us in your alternate endings for the movies that we're going to watch, which I'll announce the next movie we're going to do at the end of this, and you can send us in your alternate endings. So I've got 2. So this one is from Jammy Mags, or Jammy_Mags. Instead, I love this. Instead of Peter cock-blocking himself, he should have taken Mary Jane back to his apartment and made love to her all night.
Hard spider sex. Let's
Dude,
go.
dang.
Absolutely.
And then she ate his head afterward. Or is that praying mantis? I don't
Dead.
remember.
I think that's Black Widow. That's why they're called widows. But yeah, I low-key agree. I hate it. Like, we made fun of it, but I was just like, why? Like, I get why, you know, because it's like I'm a superhero or whatever, but I was like, bro.
Keep
this
the
whole-
mask on.
This whole movie you spent trying to get with her, and you're at the end and she finally confesses her love to you, and then it's just like, I can't. You'll always be my friend.
I'll pray for you.
I'll pray for you.
My
My-
brother in Christ.
My brother in Christ. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, that
No.
sucks.
So yeah, I agree with you, Mags.
Absolutely.
All right. The next one is from Houston Pi or PI or whatever. P1, I guess. Okay. The movie should have ended with Peter going to college and finding out his new professor was Dr. Octavius.
That sounds
actually
dope.
Really good.
I agree 100%.
That
Imagine what that could have, like, it would have been, I mean, they were already eyeballing him. Like, they were going to put him in this movie. But then later in pre-production, they were like, you know what, let's just postpone to the next one. I'm like, that would have been the perfect way.
been like, hey Peter, it's nice to meet you, or something like that. and
Yeah,
the
my
movie
name's
just
Dr.
ends
Octavius.
That would have led in so perfectly. Zook.
into the second. Oh, that's actually really good.
That would have been amazing, yeah. I agree, Houston. That would have been awesome. But
Thanks for that.
yeah. All right. So yeah, let's see. So I actually remembered this time. if you guys could rate this movie 1 out of 10, those yellow eyes, what would it be? How many would it be?
All right, I'll go first. 9.5 out of 10. Those eyes, those horrible yellow eyes. Low key.
You say it with such monotone.
I do.
All right.
I want to say 8 horrible yellow eyes out of 10. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Horrible yellow eyes!
Peter!
Finish it.
As he's putting the pillow over her in the hospital bed.
Oh my god!
Those horrible yellow eyes! All right, this is not Joker. Calm down.
Oh my lord!
I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I would probably give it a good 6. Those eyes, because it's like, you know, I liked it, but I don't think it was that good of a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching our podcast, which is on YouTube at Talk This Way, on
Heck
YouTube,
yeah.
or youtube.com/talkthisway. I don't know how to announce that kind of stuff. Yeah. So again, be sure to follow us on Patreon, for which I'll have all these links to these things in the description. But follow us on Patreon to send in those alternate endings, and we'll read them on here because those were pretty good. I'm surprised that we even got those. Like, it was awesome. Yeah. So our next movie we're gonna watch.
Oh no.
You ready?
What?
Spider-Man 2.
Hey! Let's keep going.
I want to keep it going because this was fun. I really like this movie. And the second one is my favorite Spider-Man.
The second
movie.
one is the one that has all the memes in it.
I know.
It's the best.
Yes.
It's the one.
Except for this one. This one had the "Who are you? My name is Jeff," and you jump off the cliff.
The second one's got the one where it's like
What do you mean
every
incredible?
single, like, Peter, they were like, the thing's falling on Mary Jane. And Peter's like,
How did I can't even do that.
Although in this one, he's like sitting there as Spider-Man. She has no idea who he is, and he goes, "Mary Jane!
I got you, Mary Jane.
I'm Mary Jane!" It's stupid.
How do you, what?
Exactly, it's dumb. But yeah, I'm excited. I love the second one is so good. He's on the train, just like, like he looks like he's pooping himself. He's like,
That scene was so cool as a kid, though. Like,
oh
low-key.
yeah, absolutely. And then she gets pretty hot. I'm just kidding. But yeah, all right.
That's the third one.
That's true. Well, no, in the first one has a rape scene, but the second one, she's in pretty skimpy clothing.
Hey.
That's why we're watching this, guys.
Yeah, that's
This
the whole
is the
reason.
one that I want to watch. That's the reason.
Exactly. But
Well,
all right.
yeah.
Well, again, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Oh, almost forgot to plug. I have my own website. I got to plug that because this is my podcast. It's called contenthook.org. So just go to anywhere on your web browser, on your phone, wherever. Contenthook.org. It'll be the hub of everything that I do, which is the podcast, the other podcast that we did, What the Film, those few episodes that we did.
Rip.
And then I have travel videos. I have I'm doing vlogs on there too, and some writing that I've done. So it's just kind of like a hub for everything that I do. So go check that out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, tune in next month for our Spider-Man 2, and be sure to hit that Patreon for those alternate endings of Spider-Man 2.
Heck yeah.
So all right,
Go.
see ya.
See ya.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Nice. Did you know that there is an estimated 40.3 million men, women, and children trapped in various forms of slavery around the world, including the U.S., which is bonded labor, forced labor, and even sex trafficking? There are more slaves in the world today than there are at any other time in history. Hey guys, I just wanted to say that and also talk to you about the End It movement. This is not a brand deal or a sponsor of any kind. This is me wanting to support a really, really good cause. And I'm just doing it at the end of this episode. But yeah, so it's called the End It movement, which is a business or a nonprofit that is trying to end end slavery in the world, which I know is a big feat, but it's very, very possible. In fact, they've figured out that Congress can appropriate up to $73.5 million to help slavery in 2021, which is literally next year. But they're not going to do it if they don't hear from you guys. So one of the ways that you guys can support this cause, if you want to help end slavery, and this is all kinds. This is bond slavery, this is the child labor slavery, and this is sex slavery everywhere in the world. But you would text END IT, ENDIT, to 52886. Yeah, and you would just text that, and that would give you more information on how to help and what to do and whatnot. If you noticed during this episode of the podcast, if you were watching it, I was wearing the End It shirt, and I had an X drawn on my hand. If you would, in support of this, draw an X on your hand. And when people ask about it, tell them about the End It movement. I felt compelled to let you guys know. So, anyway, all right, see ya.